Hi class, my name is Amanda Pauley. I will be your instructor for this semester. Just wanted to take a moment to introduce myself and so that you have some connection with me, even though our course will be online. And so I've been at Nash Community College for the last 7 years and look forward to having you in this class with me. 5 years ago, my family used to live in Rocky Mount, and we made a move across the state into the western part of North Carolina. So I am not local to Nash as far as being in Rocky Mount or Nashville, and so therefore I do not have an office there. So you will have to communicate with me by email. And if there's something we can't resolve through email, then we'll set up another way to meet and to talk. And so I have 2 degrees in music. One is a Bachelor of Music Performance in Voice from a small college in Arkansas. And then I have my master's degree in vocal performance from the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. So I'm a private voice and piano teacher, and I have taught on the community college level off and on since 1997. And so it's my honor and privilege to be a part of the adjunct faculty at Nash Community College. I do teach this course at another college, and so if I happen to get you confused with someone from that other school, it might be a good idea for you to always tell me who you are and which class that you are in. I currently have 2 courses. One is very large at Nash Community College. It has 51 in it. And so if you could tell me if you are in 6.0 or if you're in 6.1, that will help me to help you better faster. So music history is what we're going to study in this course, and so there's a lot to learn and a lot of work to do. The thing I think about when I think of that is that I give you a lot of opportunity to get a homework grade, and so more chances of you having grades, then the easier it is to get a better grade. And so you can afford to miss 1 or 2 here and there or bomb a test. So I remember those days in college when I would have classes that wouldn't have many graded opportunities and how difficult it was and stressful. This is not that course. So I'm going to tell you how to make an A in this course, and it's real simple. First of all, check your email regularly. If I send something to you on email, I expect you to read it. I expect you to see it, and I expect you to do whatever it says before contacting me with a lot of questions. There are a lot of you, and so I need you to make use of all the resources that you have so that maybe your questions will be answered without having to wait for an answer from me through an email. Read all of your instructions, everything that's in Moodle every week. Read everything. Read it very closely. Make sure that you haven't missed something. You don't just try to skim over. Another way that you're going to make a good grade in this class is to open new assignments every Monday. Have a regular time that you're going to spend working on this course. And just like a class that you would go into on campus, say it's a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 10 o'clock, have a specific time that you're going to work on the work required in this course. It is a 3-hour course. That means it's going to take some time for you to finish the work. So just be aware of that. And then I would recommend that you turn all of your work in on time. This semester, all of assignments are due by Sunday nights on every Sunday night, except when you have a break, like spring break, at midnight. Okay, if you're, I would suggest that you print at least the course outline for the syllabus so that you know when and what things are due. I will say that on Moodle as well as when when assignments are due, and I'll always list, it's going to say you are finished with week 4 if all of the following things are completed, : and it's going to have a list of everything that you should have completed. The way to make sure that you've completed them is not by looking on Gradebook and Moodle, but by looking on Connect, which is where all of your assignments are going to be, and I'll get to that in just a moment. And so you're going to have a few different kinds of assignments every week, and they're going to be consistent. You're going to have listening assignments for music, where you need to listen completely to 100% of that listening excerpt. I no longer ask questions about that listening. I do ask questions in review type assignments before you take a test, but I do not ask questions during the listening. So take advantage of any of the reviews that I might post to help you with that. There is listening on the test, and so make sure that you are listening and understanding. Secondly, you have LearnSmart activities. Actually, you'll want to start with the LearnSmart every week because that's where your reading will be located, and then you have questions to answer, and then you can do the listening along with the reading. You will most likely either have a test or a quiz every week. And so, because that's really the only way for me to evaluate your knowledge and your understanding of the text and the assignments. And I want to make sure that you are aware of my late work policy. I will take late work from you if you contact me before the due date, and so that I know that you're not turning your work in on time, and that you have a plan to get it finished. And then I will always reply to you saying, I got that email, and so everything's in writing. And so if you do not contact me, then it will be, you will have a 20% off what you could have gotten. It will automatically be 20% off when you do turn it in. The only thing that I will not take are the LearnSmart activities late. Those are not accepted late. But your quizzes, your listening assignments, and your concert report and that kind of thing is accepted late. Always check the grade book to make sure you know where you stand, so that you don't get behind, you think you finished something and it isn't there. Here's the tricky thing about the grade book. When you complete assignments in Connect, you're going to need to give me time to sync those grades to Moodle Gradebook. So it won't be an immediate thing into Moodle, but it will be immediate in Connect. So hopefully you can figure out how to check that there. Okay, so I am going to get out of this full screen and go into our course page, which is here, and you should see me. It says begin here. At each week I will have your assignments for that week at the top. Okay, this week everything is locked for you until the EVA, the enrollment verification, is finished, which you've already finished if you're watching this video. So it's important that you read the syllabus, copy it, download it, print it, so that you have it for reference throughout the semester. All right, so under week 1, getting started, your first job is to watch this video. Hopefully it won't go into 2 parts. I'm hoping to get everything in 1. All right, and then you're going to follow the McGraw-Hill campus link in the instructions that I'm about to give you now. Before we move away from this, I want to make sure you see the other things. There is a discussion board for you to introduce yourself, so please make sure that you do that as well. All these assignments, the EVA, the watching the video, registering with Connect, completing the assignments in Connect, and the quiz and the discussion board are all due by next Sunday by midnight. Okay? There are some resources down here. This is how to make Connect work for you. So if you want to follow that link that is just for your benefit. And then there's a first day of class resource. I think it's a video. Some of this information doesn't pertain. And then I've listed my late work policy here. So how do we get started with Connect? Let me take a look. Don't have a whole lot of time left on this video, so probably we'll go over into two. Make sure that you watch them both, because this will be how you will understand getting into the work that you've got to do. First off, you're going to follow this link after you've watched this video to register with this course. It will take you to a page that should look something like this. If it doesn't look like this, where you don't have a white button, please contact me immediately. We had this issue last fall, and I had the wrong textbook chosen. This is the brief edition. You do not have to purchase a book. Everything is included in this, and so it's just an all-inclusive course, and so there's nothing else that you need to do except to access Moodle and to go to this website. So you're going to see this, and you're going to press Connect. It will probably prompt you to go to a page that, I'm going to go to Student View. Probably go to a page that is going to ask you for your email, and so, but I'm not sure about that, and so, oops, I'm going to have to go back because I haven't opened them to show you, and I'm going to pause. All right, now we are successfully on this page. Each week I'll have your assignments labeled by weeks, and it will be at the top of the list. So you're going to open this. By the way, this is where your textbook is. This is how you can read your text. But let's go into this first and open this, and you see you have 9 items. When it says chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are your LearnSmart assignments. It says here that they are currently locked. Should be opening here momentarily, and I'll get into one and show you what to do. Down here toward the bottom, you have your listening assignments and your quiz. The way to get into any of those are going through this key. Let me refresh this page, and hopefully everything will be open. All right, great. Okay, so under chapter 1, we are going to go here. It's going to say begin. It says it takes about 8 minutes. So it's going to open up your Smart Book. There are 2 tabs that are really important here. One is your practice tab and one is your reading tab. And down here is where they're located. And so that says practice. Yeah. But I think what you're hopefully going to see first is your reading. So let's switch this over so you can see. There's your practice. And then you can go back to read. Okay? You can't answer those questions until you've done this reading. On your syllabus, you'll see your reading pages, and you'll see those up here as well. They are done by sections. So your LearnSmart activity is going to be asking you questions over the information located in this page. And I don't know why you can't see all that. Hopefully you'll be able to see. And so you're going to begin answering these questions. This is what your LearnSmart is, and this is 20% of your total grade. There are about 80 of these assignments during this semester, so anywhere from 1 to 10 in a semester. And usually they don't last very long, but they are helping you learn the material. So you're going to answer what is the relative highness or lowness of a sound called. I'm going to tell you right now, it's pitch, and I definitely know that. If you're not sure, it'll help you and it'll track your learning, and that's why it's called LearnSmart. I'm going to say I know it, and it's going to check my work. And then it's going to say, yes, you did it right. And then I'm going to say, okay. Now look at this bottom down here, this little gauge. I used to say I had 9 items left, and now it says 10 items left to finish this, and now it has 9. Okay. There's also a tab here that says you can read about it, so if you're just not sure, it will continue asking you questions until you get those 9 questions answered. Okay, so going back to reading, between reading and practice, you are pretty much done with this one once you get to those 10 questions. So I'm going to press on to the next section, and it's going to open up to part 2 of your this might be continued on. Okay, so next section. There are videos in here that are really helpful if you're not sure about some things. The LearnSmart, you need to keep reading, You need to keep reading until you're done. And it looks like that is all. It's just those 4 pages. Okay? So I'm going to return to the table of contents, and you'll see right here my progress. Okay? And so then you're going to go to part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. And that will be what you finish by next Sunday. All right? Then going into the listening, I'm going to go back and leave LearnSmart, and it'll take me back to my page where all my assignments are listed. So then I want to go into, once I've finished all of those LearnSmart activities, I'm going to go into my Stravinsky listening activity. The most important thing is that you listen and you read to the things that they're saying about this piece. Okay, we're going to push continue, and then this screen should pop up. You're going to play it, and then the information about the assignment is going to slowly change down here as time passes. You see here that you have 5%, 6% listened to. You need to get to 100%. Notice this is 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So as you listen, how to listen is, first of all, probably with a good set of earphones, earphones. That way you can really hear the music. So just make sure you're listening and you're reading as to what you're listening to. Your quizzes will be in this area as well. I'm going to save and exit. You need to just go ahead and listen to all that at once. You only have one opportunity to complete your quiz. So when you go into your quiz, you don't have any study opportunities. You have one attempt of 1, and it is worth 100 points. So you're going to go into that and do that. And then there is a discussion question this week. So just introduce yourself and make sure everything's turned in on time. So that's kind of a rundown. We're going to go week by week, not section by section. And so I hope that this video is going to work, because it looks like I might be frozen. Okay, I'm going to leave me in a small screen. I hope all of this kind of makes sense. Please watch it again if you need to, or contact me if something didn't make sense. I'll talk really quickly about the importance of Connect. That's where all of your work is done. So make sure that you get into it regularly and complete all assignments. And the way that your grades are weighted is listed in your syllabus. Just so you know, 20% LearnSmart, 20% listening, 20% tests and quizzes. Then you have a 30% assignment that is a music history timeline, and I'll talk more about it next week. You also have 5% worth of attendance. If you miss a week of work, you miss that grade for attendance. And then you have a 5% concert credit report, which I will discuss in the future. And so I hope that all of this makes sense. I know there's a lot to kind of take in at once. Have a good week. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Thanks so much.